Roy Benavidez. Roy Benavidez was not just a soldier. He was a U.S. Army Special Forces Staff Sergeant, a Green Beret. Born in Texas in 1935 to a poor Mexican-American family, he grew up picking crops, leaving school early to support his relatives. He enlisted in the Army at 17. In Vietnam, on May 2, 1968, he heard a radio call from a 12-man reconnaissance team surrounded by a North Vietnamese battalion near the Cambodian border. He was not assigned to the mission. He was not fully armed. He went anyway. He boards a helicopter armed only with a knife. When it hovers above the battlefield, he jumps. The ground explodes around him as bullets cut through air. He reaches the wounded, returns fire, drags soldiers to cover. A bullet punches into his thigh. Another tears into his scalp. He keeps moving. 6 hours pass in chaos. He is shot multiple times, stabbed with a bayonet, covered in blood, some his, some not. He coordinates air support. The helicopter finally lifts off. He collapses inside. By the time the battle finally ended, his body was barely holding together. He had been shot at least 5 times. More than 30 pieces of shrapnel were buried in his flesh. A bayonet had torn into him. His jaw was broken. Blood covered his uniform, soaking into the mud beneath him. And still he kept fighting. Through the chaos and gunfire, he directed airstrikes with steady precision. He organized defensive positions so the surviving men would not be overrun. One by one, he lifted, dragged, and carried the wounded to evacuation points, refusing to leave anyone behind. For 6 relentless hours under continuous enemy fire, he moved as if pain did not exist. When it was finally over, at least 8 men were alive because he had refused to stop. At the base, doctors assume he is dead. They begin placing him into a body bag. As they zip it closed, he spits into a medic's face. A reflex, a signal. He is still there. Against every medical expectation, against the weight of his injuries, he survived. After Vietnam War, doctors expected him to never walk again. He refused that outcome. Through painful rehabilitation, he regained mobility and remained in the Army for years. In 1981, he received the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest military decoration, from President Ronald Reagan. Reagan reportedly said, "If the story of his heroism were a movie script, you would not believe it.